Hi bookworms, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all doing well. Excuse the hat on inside, but it's absolutely bitter outside and my ears are freezing cold. I've just come back from the school run, so I'm keeping it on to keep me warm at this particular moment. But I am here today because I am doing an end of the year big massive book unhaul, and I don't normally do this. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video, see why and see what I am unhauling. So I do book unhauls. However, with those unhauls, it's usually books that I've read that I will never reread again, or it's books that I've DNF'd, or it's books that I've maybe got like double of or stuff like that. I never, mine is probably maybe 4 tops, done an all unhaul with a book that I have never read. It's always I've read them or I didn't enjoy them or things like that. So this unhaul is literally that. It is books that I have had on my shelves for so long, I still haven't read them, and it's now time to be like, you know what, I haven't read you, let's get rid of you. Because I am getting new bookshelves. So I have said a few times in vlogs and all that I really wanted big tall Billy bookshelves and that I was going to treat myself to some. And a couple of months ago my parents were like, look, we don't know what to get you for your birthday and Christmas, because my birthday is literally a couple of days before Christmas. 22nd of November? No, 22nd of December. Where am I? So literally I'm literally just before Christmas, but I always have it separate in that. So my parents wanted to know, and my mum was like, look, we're quite happy to get you the bookshelves you want, if that's what you want. So my parents are actually doing me a proper little book nook for me. So I've got Billy bookshelves. They were the last 2 shelves in IKEA, and I'm no joke, we have been hunting months and months and they've always been out of stock. And I was like, oh. I've also got a reading chair, which I know about. So obviously in the new year they're all going to be up. However, my mum has booked, we have like a secondhand bookstore up on Hill Road, and they have a massive big warehouse where they put all book donations in, but you have to like book a slot for these people to pick them all up and blah blah blah. So my mum's booked a slot for next Monday for them to pick up all of our books, because we've got tons of books in the porch. I've like out like around the house there's books that are in bags that we no longer want. So I was like, right, I need to sort this out while I can, because I don't really want to do it when I am trying to build my new bookshelves and organise how I want it. So that's what we're doing. I've already started doing a bit of unhaul. My fantasy shelves, to be honest, are alright. Like all of the books on there are books that I do want to read when I get the chance to. It's mainly my book cart. I've got another white one down at the bottom there I can't see, and you can't see it, but my brown bookshelf that's got all my crime thrillers, they're the ones that I want to focus on, because my crime thrillers, they literally, if I move you, so they're my crime thrillers, they're all my hardbacks. But my crime thrillers, like the books that you can see, there are actually books behind it, and it's pointless them being behind there because they're never going to get read. So I'm like, right, do you know what, I know when a book, like I know when I really want to read a book. Like there's a lot of books, but like with my fantasy, I knew, right, I'm keeping that because my eyes are drawn to it. I am captivated by just the look of the book. So I know how I'm going to do this. I'm just going to sort of like, right, those books really capture me already, like I'm drawn to them, and the books that I pretty much are like take no notice of, they're going to be the ones where I sort of read the synopsis, and if the synopsis really does sound good, and I might do like a little bit, read the first sentence if it sounds good, then I'll keep. But the ones that I'm thinking, ugh, nah, like, no. Like, there's books that I know I've had for years and I'm going to get rid of because I've had them for years. I've still not read them. What is the point? So we're going to do a big book on haul. I have started. I do have, so I obviously have my Go Fish TBR game, which I haven't done the last couple of months just because I wanted a mood read and everything. And I did have a big stack of books near my mirror over there, which was books that are potential unhauls, books that I'm not sure whether I'm going to enjoy, stuff like that. And they're like my punishment books, basically. However, I'm no longer, I don't know whether I'm going to continue my Go Fish TBR game at the minute, just because I am struggling with personal things, and I just think it'd probably be easier to mood read. However, I have got a sort of potential game in mind where I can, it's a game and it's prompt based, but it's still a mood read sort of way, so we'll see. But I thought it's pointless me keeping those books there because I'm not going to be doing my Go Fish TBR game. I'm not going to punish myself if I don't complete it, because that's not fair. So I already got like quite a big pile there. That's going to go. So my mission is to go through my crime thrillers, my book carts and all that. So I'm going to do a few B-rolls of you seeing me do some unhauling, and then once it's all done, I will show you all of the books that I'm unhauling. I won't obviously show every single one because there's going to be quite a lot, but I probably will go with a couple and be like, right, this is why I'm unhauling this one and this one, and all that. However, if you do think, when you watch this, think, actually no, you really need to keep this book and read it, it's brilliant, like give it a chance, please do put it in the comment and let me know, because you know I do like other people's opinions, and I think by now if you're a subscriber you probably might know what my sort of type of book I like. So if you think that actually no, I would enjoy it, then please, you know, tell me and I will try and give it a go if I really feel like, okay, do you know what, like that. So yeah, with further ado, let's get into the B-rolls of me unhauling and that, and then I will come back and show you everything I've unhauled and talk about a few books on why I'm unhauling them, because it's a few popular books and you might be like, what? So yeah, get a comfy blanket or a throw or a nice big snuggly jumper on. Get yourself a hot drink, whether it's a coffee, tea, hot chocolate. Get comfy and watch me depart from my beloved books and have shed a tear or two, because you know I do love my books. I would quite happily keep all my books, but I need the shelf space because I don't want to keep all of these bookshelves because they really are breaking and looking ridiculous. I just really want my new bookshelves because I think it's going to be a much nicer book nook. So yeah, that's what we're doing. And I don't want to say enjoy this video because I don't think anyone really likes to watch book unhauls, but watch me probably go in an emotional mess over it. So I thought I would do one last bookshelf tour. These are all my fantasies, these are all my hardbacks and also my special editions. Thought I would show you my little Christmas display I have so far. The gonk is called Penny. This is the rest of my fantasy paperbacks. They're more also supernatural and paranormal. I've got some Greek mythology, more fantasy, and then this is my sci-fi. I got rid of a load, and this is all my horror and Stephen King collection. And this is my romance and contemporary book cart. So I got rid of a few, but nothing really changed. And this is my crime thriller, and this is what I really got rid of a lot. So it's all single books now, there's none behind them, and I was really ruthless here. So these are all the thrillers that I know I definitely want to read. Lastly, this book cart is my personal colour books and also my non-fiction books. And that coffee there, I never finished. So we've done it, and there is 203 books that I have unhauled. That's a lot of books. Two of them is If We Were Villains by Arulo and Jade Fire Gold, because I already have a copy. My Fairy Loot edition was this, so I kept the nice copy rather than one that I bought. But these two I'm going to see if I can put on the Bookshop site, just because they're new release. Well, this is like a special limited edition. This is obviously a new release, and I want to see if I can swap it rather than do it to charity. These 5 books here are going to my book bestie Hannah. So I've been giving her all of my Brianna Labuscha's books because I absolutely love the author, love her books, and I gave one to Hannah and she absolutely adored her too. So I'm going to give her the other 2 books that I read because I can't reread thrillers because you already know what happens. And I bought these are brand new, but I've never read them and I know I'm not going to, but Hannah quite likes these type of books and they've got a bit of a Agatha Christie feel to it, so I think she might like them. So I'm going to do a little Christmas box for her and send it off to her. And then this is all of the books basically. So hang on, let me swap. These are all of the books that I am unhauling. Yeah, I did well. I'm proud of myself, to be honest. So yeah, hang on. The other books I'm unhauling. So I've got a few Stephen King books that are the novellas. I'm getting rid of them because I've read them and I know full well I'm not going to reread them. Like, it's pointless. I've got a few books that I have read that I did keep because I thought I might reread, but I was like, do you know what, I'm not going to reread them. I've got a lot of thrillers that I've owned for ages and it's pointless me keeping because I'm not in the mood to read them, and I've sort of had a little flick through and I'm like, nah, they don't sound like my vibe. I've got a mixture. I've got some books that I have read that I no longer will keep. Yeah, so we've got a mixed match. There's a lot of books here that I have not read and I'm like, do you know what, I'm not going to bother trying to read. But this little stack here is the one I'm unhauling, but they're like popular books, so I wanted to sort of like, you know, explain why. But firstly, these are the 2 books that I'm oohing and ahhing about. So I've got Pandemic by AJ Riddle, which is obviously based about pandemic, and then I got Shadow King by Maza Mangist. I don't know if I said that right. I don't know nothing about these two books, and I've not heard much about these two books, so I can't really decide whether I will enjoy them or not. So these are like, so if anyone has read them, can you let me know what your thoughts are and whether I'm going to enjoy them? I think this I probably may enjoy. I'm not sure about this. It's sort of from what I've sort of gleaned from it. I don't know whether it's going to be my type of book, but if you had read these two books, could you let me know your thoughts and tell me whether I should keep them and try them out or not? Quickly going the rest, I've got Red Rising. The reason why I'm getting rid of this is it's a horrible copy, and the literal cover is completely trying to come off. I got this from World of Books. Obviously they do it second hand, most of their books, but this was really, really badly second hand, and I was like, yeah, no. Stephen King Misery, it was for Sydney's Patreon buddy read, I think it was. I tried it, but I just didn't like the style of the writing in this one, and I was just like, nah, I'm not going to bother. Where the Crawdads Sing by Delilah Owens. Now, everyone loves this book, but I don't know whether it's for me. So again, if you've read this book and you think I will enjoy it, do let me know, and I will give it a go. I just don't know, from the little bits of chapter I've read, I just feel like it's going to be very long-winded and a bit boring at times. Sally Rooney, Normal People. Now I know this is a beloved book, and I do part of me feel like, shall I just try? But I just do not like the fact that there's no speech bubbles and all that. And like, my mum had a little flick through and she said, oh, it's more like a diary, so no, it's not going to really have speech marks. I just didn't like it. It just didn't feel like this book was done properly because it didn't have that punctuation. Children of Blood and Bone, it was my book club, first ever book club pick. I read it. I'm not going to reread it, to be honest. Daughter of Smoke and Baby, Laini Taylor, I think that I said that right. I have the box set, and I chose that box set because of the covers. I didn't particularly like this cover, and also I've got really bad stainings on this, and I don't know whether it came with the book or whether it's something I've done. But Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ing, sorry. This book's all coming apart, and to be honest, I'm never going to read it. So, The Outlaws, Scarlet and Brown. So this was in one of my box club book subscriptions. It came with 2 books, but this just really doesn't sound like my kind of vibe. I'm like, nah, I don't think I'm going to enjoy it, so I'm going to get rid of that. Tender is the Flesh by Agustina Bastarrica. I just think this is going to be a bit too gruesome for my liking. It's like, you know, cannibalism and things like that, and I'm just like, I'm not really sure whether I like that it's slaughtering humans. I think it's going to be a bit too gross for me. Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan. I've owned this for ages. I haven't read it. I think it's going to be one of those books that's going to really irritate me. Plus, it is on Netflix, I think. So I was like, you know what? I'll probably just watch it rather than read it. All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. I was going to keep this, but I just think it's going to be a bit too young for me, even though it's got mental health representation, and I do think that I feel I'm the wrong audience for it. A beloved book, Wonder by R.J. Palcio. I just again feel this is going to be young, and it is on Netflix, and I'm thinking, do you know what, I can just watch the film rather than read the book. And to be honest, I bought this because everyone on Bookstagram was raging about it, but I'm just there thinking, I don't think I will overly enjoy it. Well, I probably would, but I just, yeah, I'm being ruthless. Death Donor by Matt Ward. I think I got this from one of my Amazon releases, like first read or something, but I haven't read it. I don't plan to. The Ones We're Meant to Find. I started reading this for Faze and Gaze Book Club, but it's just not my vibe. I'm not the best with sci-fi. I have got rid of quite a lot of sci-fi. That's just too sci-fi for my opinions. Between Perfect and Real by Ray Stove. I read a bit of this, but it annoyed me. The characters annoyed me and all that, and I was just like, you know what, I'm not going to try and force myself through. Bessie by Tiffany McDaniel. This is a book that's been on my shelves, but in all fairness, I don't think I'm ever going to read it. I just think I got it because it was a beautiful cover. And lastly, The Thursday Magic Club by Richard Osman. I tried reading this, I think, the beginning of this year. And I think I got halfway through, but it was just so slow. I was a bit bored. And I've never since picked it back up. I'm not drawn to pick it back up. So I was like, do you know what? I've given you a few chances. What's the point? So I got rid of it. So that is 203 books book on haul. My bookshelves, as you saw with the B-rolls, are all nice and clean and tidy. So yeah, hopefully when I get my new bookshelves, I can use those 2 bookshelves and not need any more. But we'll see. But thank you for watching this unhaul, and let me know if any of these books I'm unhauling you think I should give a try. But yeah, thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves. Bye.